There we go. We're online. Welcome, everybody. Excited to have this call. And I'm here in Dubai right now. Everybody else from the UK. And I am giving the virtual microphone to Carina to get started on some quick introduction.
Thank you so much. Okay, Danien, thank you firstly for giving us your time this evening. I know the girls are excited to meet you finally and hear from you. For us, we really just wanted to be able to connect the girls with you, so you give them a little bit of an insight into sort of the excitement behind Jeunesse at the moment and the potential really that we have to build it in the UK. I know that you guys work on a kind of 90-day plan, so I really wanted to give them a little bit of an insight into how you guys have built such a huge business across Germany and Italy. So really just over to you to sort of introduce yourself to these amazing ladies, because they've heard lots about you, but they finally get to see the man behind the name.
That's great. I'm excited, really. I'm excited to meet you all. And so as you know, my name is Danien, and I got started in network marketing when I was 18 years old. So that's already 14 years ago. I'm 32 now. And so I've been in network marketing forever. And when I got started, I was still in school. Obviously, that wasn't Jeunesse back then. I got to know, just network marketing on with different company all the way back then. But I immediately caught the dream. And there was something about network marketing that I could never forget about. It's just this whole thing about, duplication, and what if one day you had, residual income, and what if, you could grow something without limits. And that dream immediately caught my attention. And also, I have to say, back then, my mom works in a kindergarten, and my dad is an engineer, which is really good, but it's also very, let's say, normal, right? For those of you that know my wife, she grew up completely different. Her parents were entrepreneurs, and they had fashion stores, and I don't know, she was dressed in Valentino dresses when she was 14 years old. Like, in my world, that stuff didn't exist, okay? So we're the ones taking the bicycle to the supermarket to kind of save on gas and stuff. And so for me, network marketing, the first thing it really did to my heart was just the opportunity, just to get an opportunity in this life to actually get a vehicle to change your circumstances. That was huge to me. That was huge because I didn't know anyone that was an entrepreneur. I didn't know anyone that was making a lot of money. Didn't know anyone that would live a free life, if you will. And I'm not even talking about crazy riches. I'm just talking about not having to go to work. These things, that was just like, okay, that's a dream everybody has, but of course that's not possible, right? So that's where I came from. And then I meet or get to know network marketing. It shocks my reality. So when I got started, obviously, I wasn't mega successful at all. I was very driven, very passionate. I think since the day I started, there wasn't a single day I didn't talk about it. But the success came slow, not fast. So I was immediately able to get a couple of my friends signed up, and I was also quite okay in finding some customers. I personally always thought it was much easier to find customers than distributors, to be honest. I don't know how you girls feel, but for me, getting customers it's so simple. I mean, literally, do you want to lose weight? Yeah, well, you got to try this. And if they're like, oh yeah, but I don't know, I'm not sure. Well, tell me the 100 things you already tried, so why wouldn't you try this one, right? So it's like, there's so much credit. Also, I think to get somebody in the business, you have to be a little bit confident in yourself. You have to have this little confidence about come on, you and I, let's get into business together. Let's do this together. But you need to kind of at least be a little bit a leader and to believe in yourself. And for me in the beginning, that didn't come natural, but the believe in the product, oh, come on, that was so easy. People all around the world use the products. The research is millions of dollars. There's real smart people developing the products, especially today. Fast forward Jeunesse, you look at a product like AMPM being developed by Dr. Vincent Giampapa. The guy had 2 Nobel Prize nominations. What else do you want to talk about, right? There's what else do you want to add in credibility? The guy's on TV with freaking, what's the guy's name? The super smart guy in the wheelchair. I always forget the name. You know who I'm talking about, right? Stephen Hawkins.
Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah, Steve Hawkins. So they're researching together. So there's probably nobody you could add to that mix to make it even more smart, right? So if these people develop those products, I think people like you and I were just like, dude, let me use it, right? Let me get the benefit. So getting customers is always easy for me. And that was good because I managed to get through network marketing to the point of where I became a leader in order to build, to make enough money to do everything. So I always had customers. 10, 20, 30 customers. I would always sell product. I would make a couple of $100 or euros back then, to get started. And eventually, I remember month number, okay, well, that's almost 2 years into it. The first time I made 1,000 euros back then, after 2 years into it, right? And that was exciting, and some of my customers eventually became a distributor. Obviously, they didn't do much, that, right? So you sign somebody up, they don't do anything. But, the first steps and the first start. And I remember, oh, wow, that's the first customer and that's the first distributor. And, oh, that's the first distributor who actually signed up a distributor, and then there's always a first next step. And, oh, that's the first distributor I don't even know about. Where does that person come from, right? The first time, like invisible duplication, all these little things. And I was very impatient. And I think most of us, we are. That's something in us. We hate to wait. We want it now, right? But I always made it a point to celebrate the little successes, to celebrate the next little step. And it doesn't matter, all people around are like, oh, are you making money yet? Or they're, I don't know, people can be really negative, but in the end, they don't change your life. We do, we change our lives. So in the end, I was always like, okay, you're not going to pay my bills. So either, get in or get out,
Yeah.
Simply.
Yeah,
So,
right.
so eventually I did this for about 4 years. I also, after school, started to study. I worked in a bank in Frankfurt. I worked in real estate after that. But really, because of network marketing, I could never really get myself very excited about a traditional career. It was just, once you've seen this, what else are they supposed to offer you at the office or anyway? So it's great for now. It's a good thing for now. We need to pay our bills and everything, but it's always just a temporary plan. So for me, the so-called plan A, which is like your traditional career or job, for me really was a plan B, just in place to be there as long as I needed in order to step over with network marketing, right? Now, how did I make the switch from being average, obviously getting some customers, getting some distributors, to really making a lot of money? And I have to say that had a lot to do with, well, one thing was time. Honestly, I could have had all the best advice in the world in year one and I wouldn't be able. And that's just the truth. I know it sucks a little bit because it's the growing pain and we got to get through it. But there's just things, it's like, imagine I gave us all now a manual to fly a helicopter, like a full-on manual with graphics, pictures, videos about it, everything. And we all read it and study it together in the Zoom call, help each other and stuff. And now we all get out, sit in the helicopter. How many of us are ready to fly it? Nobody. We're all not able. We'd all crash the helicopter because some things you cannot just learn by understanding. You have to actually learn them, do them, try them until somehow you figure it out. So don't get discouraged that in the beginning things don't really work that way. And in fact, the funny part about the helicopter story, I tried that. I actually flew in a helicopter with a guy who, there's the training helicopters where they have 2 manual controls. And so the guy flew up, he explained me everything, and it seemed really simple. Literally, there's 2 things, and he was like, okay, just keep it stable. Like, here's what you do. You keep it stable. I was like, cool, I can do that. So he's like, okay, I'm going to give it over to you. And I was like, okay. and I just hold it. And literally within 10 seconds, we were 300 yards off on the other side of the field. And I was like, what the heck happened? He just saved us, I was like, let me try again. This is crazy. So I would try and I would think I'm stupid because how can this be so hard, right? I was thinking, hey, I play the drums, so I know how to like individually coordinate my arms and legs, and forget it. No chance. And it's the same thing in network marketing. Just most people, when they just give up, And so don't give up.
Yeah.
Stick in and don't just watch, because you can watch a million people doing their job. If you don't try it yourself, you're never going to figure it out. Now, so that's one thing. Time.
Danien, in the UK, we say in the UK, you can't bake a cake by reading the recipe.
Yes.
It's so true, right? You can't do it just by reading about it or watching about it.
That's smart.
You've actually got to take action. And I think that's something that I teach people all the time. I'm constantly saying to people, I don't think as network marketers, as 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners, I don't think that we're any more special or we've got any special education or special skills. We just stick at it for longer than everyone else, right? Exactly. We do it more, we do it harder, we do it later, we do it earlier. That's the only thing that sets us apart, right?
Yes, and more of it. Like for example,
Yeah.
Carina, like you're a hustler. I mean, you're like every day. Whenever we text you, you're on it, right? You're somehow managing the family, the children, everything, but you're on it. You're working on it, and so you just have to get better. And that's exactly what I recommend everyone. So time is one thing, experience is the other. That takes time, but it also takes action, right? The third thing that really made the change was mentorship, and you guys, well, girls in this case. You're all very, very fortunate to be not in this by yourselves, but you're in this with leadership. So Carina and Sheena and all the girls that I don't know yet, you girls are all very committed and you have this leadership. And then obviously we're here as well, and my wife's here as well. We're all here to help each other. So you can really learn a lot from each other. So that's something. For example, if you do little presentations, whether it's online, offline, whatever, just give each other a little feedback. Say, hey, this was great. This is the one thing I think if you tweak that a little bit would be even more strong. And then receive that feedback and try to make it better. Help each other, because we're a small group of people that if we all help each other, we can become really, really good, and we can become a real team as well. And that we called our team Unity Global. And the reason why we did that, just want to say that real quick, is because the first word's unity. And I understood from the beginning when I started the team that there's only one way we're all going to get to the top, and that's by working together. Because if you try to do it by yourself, that's the wrong business, right? And even if you try to like lead your team, but be the one all, knows all, fits all, you won't, right? I do mistakes on a daily basis. And if I don't have friends close to me helping me saying, listen, that was not good, you do it like that, but with an open heart. And we receive the feedback, not to like, hate on each other or gossip on each other, but to actually make each other better. We're growing on a trajectory that you just automatically become successful. Because here's what it is. One of my mentors, he told me, personal development comes first and then the check follows. So it's really something we have to get better at, on who we are, what we do, what our intentions are, what's the energy we put in, how well do you show the plan? I mean, the first time it will not be good. The 10th time is better. The 100th time, I promise you can't do a bad plan 100 times. It just doesn't work, right? So just flip the chart or flip the screen or just share the opportunity, that's very important as well. Now, last thing I wanted to say, in order for the turnaround, was that ultimately after all those years in network marketing, and let me just recap, I was about 8 years in network marketing without being significantly successful. That's a long time. And I really wanted to be shorter for you. And I experienced all kind of stuff. I mean, I experienced joining the new hot company because I wanted to be first, and then the company shut down. And I experienced the sponsor that just constantly lied to me, or I experienced the complete loss of my dreams, where it's like network marketing doesn't work and I quit. And then like all that stuff, I've been there, but then to the positive, what really made a big change in my head is when I signed up with Kelvin Becerra, who today still is my sponsor. So it's your upline, right? So it's you girls, and then it's Stefania, and then it's me, and then it's Kelvin. And Kelvin, he had one gift, and that was to just simplify it radically, just to simplify the whole process. Because what he told me to do is simply this: on a daily basis, you have your normal standard daily method of operation, which is use the product, share the product, or you can do / promote the product, which means talk about the product, have people experience the product, and make an invitation to show the plan. That's all you got to do on a daily basis. You use the product, you become a product of the products, number one. Number two, you share the product, sample the product, make people experience the product, promote the product. And number two, make an invitation to a new person to show the plan. And that's really it. Because if every day you use the product, you sample the product, and you invite people to have a look at the opportunity, that's all you got to do in network marketing. So that's really, really cool. The other thing he gave me a simple 5-step blueprint for duplication. And I'm going to tell you that one. It's really simple. The first step is you need to sign up, obviously. If you're not signed up, how can you be successful? Seems so obvious, right? But here's the fun part. How many people fail at step 1? I mean, if all you got to do to be successful in this business is do 5 steps, people fail at step 1. Think about all your friends that you invited, that they want to be successful, want to change their life, they want to have income, they want to be free, and you say, okay, sign up, and they say, I don't know. So step 1, they're failing. Think about that. And then the funny part is when you do some psychology and you look at why do people not sign up? There's one big reason why people don't sign up. The number one reason people do not sign up is they don't believe they can do it. They don't have enough belief in themselves to do it. So they say, I don't know, probably it's not going to work. So they're afraid it's not going to work for them, so they don't sign up. But here's the irony in the story. They don't sign up because they're afraid it might not work. And therefore they don't sign up and guarantee themselves it won't work for them because they're out. You know, it's crazy. Yeah. So technically they're not signing up and now they get what they're afraid of. It'll not work. So it's a thing. But anyways, step one, sign up. Step two, buy a product package. Now that's one thing that I would lay a little emphasis on in this call, especially as the UK is a little different from the other markets. You guys have a particularly law situation, as you all know, that you can only order £200 worth of product in the first 7 days. Now that, in some of the finest organizations in network marketing, I have seen that to be, I mean, most people say, oh, it's unfair, we want the big package first, everyone, whatever. But the finest organizations I've seen in the UK, they made this their strength. They used this and they turned it around and made the whole strength of the organization. They said, listen, you get in, all you risk is £200. You try everything. If you want to do the business, then you go do an upgrade, right? To the ambassador. Now also, Jeunesse as a company is really strong when it comes to selling packages. Some of you might have wondered, why is Jeunesse growing so fast? I mean, out of 20,000+ companies, how come Jeunesse was the fastest $2 billion? And the truth is, has a lot to do with the dynamics on how the system within Jeunesse promotes and sells packages. But not only the package to get started, but also packages, you know, travel point packages, event packages, new product packages, summer packages, winter packages, whatever, Christmas gift packages. Like there is something about the package deals that Jeunesse does, which drives volume like crazy. So what I understood, and that was something Kelvin told me, he said, in order to make a lot of money in network marketing, it is not enough to get people to sign up, which is step one. But you have to learn the skill to create volume. Because at the end of the day, we can all get 1,000 women in this business, or men. We can all hug each other. We can all love on each other. And we're the biggest self-help group in the world, but nobody's going to make money. What we need is volume in the tree. You want volume in your business. You want to run that report. You want to see 6, 7, 8-digit number in volume. So in order to create that, you have to start with your with your own proper business yourself. There's a book by Randy Gage. It says, it's called Making the First Circle Work. You know, when you do the presentation, the first circle is always the one where it's you in it. And the you circle, that's the one that needs to work, which means if you want packages flowing in your organization, you have to do them first. And I know sometimes it's not easy depending on what's your situation. I'm talking also financially. For me, it was very hard to get in on a package. Stefania was more simple, but for me, it was really hard. So the point is, but I had to find a way. See, the harder your story is, the more it's going to be empowering for others in the future. It's almost unfair. It's only hard one time, but then it helps you for the rest of your life. So if something's hard for you, be grateful for it, embrace it, and find a solution. There was times in network marketing where I had a second job in order to finance my job, network marketing. If you think about it, that's crazy. People said, who's going to get a second job to finance another job? That's stupid. But I always had the dream, you know, and it just made it happen. So there's always a way, especially we're not talking about hundreds of thousands of pounds of investment like in a traditional business. We just talk about whatever, you know, £1,500 for the big pack, or I don't know exactly how much it is. But there is a way, right? So step one, sign up. Step two, get a package. Step three, get on smart delivery. Very important. You know, when you're non-professionals, they always, you know, treat authorship like, yeah, we can do this later. You know, just do that later. That's not so important right now. Or somebody said, oh, I don't have a credit card. Oh yeah, poor you. Okay, you can do it, whatever. So there is not a big importance on authorship. The problem with that is, it's cool when you have 3 people. You all can get on the phone, talk about it. Maybe you'll turn it on together next week, right? But what if you have 30 people? What if you have 100 people? What if you have 500 people? If you don't set the right pattern in motion from day one, and you treat it as a business and you treat it as a checklist that is important, then that won't be duplicating. And as that won't be duplicating, then your auto-ship numbers are going to be so low and your residual is going to be so low that it's just a waste because it could be so high, right? So step 1, 2, 3 is really only getting started right, getting set up right. So you sign up, you get a pack. In your case, you get the first pack, and then you work on that upgrade. And the third thing is the auto-ship or smart delivery. Now, step 4 and 5 is simple. Step 4, sponsor 2. And step 5, help them to sponsor 2. So that's it. So you basically create 2 executives. And what that is in Unity Global, in our team, we have, and you're happy to participate in that recognition program if you want to, we have a rank design for that, which is called the Rising Star. And we made a rank and a pin and a recognition slide for it and everything just for the fact that that's the building block. And I had a very, very intense meeting with Eric Worre last year in August, where we were sitting for 4 days and looking at the organization, really strategizing. He said, that building block, that Rising Star, you gotta make a production factory out of it. People need to all understand step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you focus on. And of course, how you do it? Well, you use the product and you share the product and you make an invitation. But the what you do is those 5 steps. And we need to help each other all to get them done, because later it's nothing but repeating this. And finally, that's what Kelvin told me. And when I got started, man, it went like a wildfire. I called 100 people my first week, and I built a lot offline. Okay, so you girls are all connected online. I did a lot offline, so really like literally called 100 friends, and I said, hey, come over to my office. I have to show you this. Use the product. Have a look at the presentation. But now let me show you the plan. It's only 5 steps. This guy did it. He became the youngest millionaire. Let's do it. So 7 people signed up out of 100. But with these 7, what we did every day would focus on those 5 steps, and we would focus on showing other people. And within 3 weeks, we became 100 people that were signed up with an order. And then in 10 weeks, we're more than 600 people. And in 9 months, the first time I made $10,000 a month. And never did that 8 years before network marketing. So it was really simplifying it, obviously putting a lot of energy, passion, everything, but just those simple things. Because all of a sudden, everybody feels empowered to say, oh, I can do that. I can do those 5 steps. Come on, that doesn't sound too hard. And all of a sudden, because everybody thought they could do it, they did it. and then just simple things add up. And just look at that power. Imagine we're in this call now. We're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's say we're 10 people in this group. Let's just say this. Kelvin told me back then, to get started right is 10 minutes. You sign up, get a package, and get an auto ship. That's 10 minutes. You can do it right away. Okay, perfect. Then he said, the first 2, I'll give you 48 hours. 2 days, 2 people. Go at it, okay? And then he said, the last step to help those to get to, I'll give you a week. So in his mindset, to work the plan of 5 steps is a week time. It's a week worth of work and worth of work. And some people, obviously, they take longer, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Some other people take 2 months. But other people do it in the first day. So obviously, you always have all kinds of colors. But like as an average, like a week. And really, if you can't do it in a week, do it in 2 weeks. If you can't do it in 2 weeks, do it in 3, do it in 4, whatever, but you can get it done. So imagine this. There's 10 people on this call right now. If all we did is like, okay, you know what? Let's make an agreement, just us. We're all going to complete those 5 steps. We help each other. And next week, same time, same link, we're back online, okay? Just 1 week. We all did that, 5 steps. Simple. Now, on this call, how many people would we be on this call? It's actually 70 people. Why is it 70 people? Well, because out of 1 come 2 new, that come 4 new. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7. So out of 1 turns 7. So imagine next week we get back together, we all just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 70 people on this call. But you know what's real fun? Let's do it one more time. You know what would be then? We'd be 490 in 2 weeks.
Wow.
You understand the power? It's crazy. Now, obviously, that's math. It's never exactly like that. I get it. And obviously, the devil's in the detail, right? We say, get on with the package, and I don't have money. Okay, good. Here we go. We hit the first break, right? Or we say, sign up 2 people. Oh, but my friends don't want to do it. Okay, cool. So who else do we talk to? Oh, I signed up 2, but they're not duplicating. Okay, I get it. So we need to start getting creative. We need to start getting to work. We need to start helping each other. So that's the daily grind. But in the end, the structure is just simple. It's 5th grade, sign up, get a pack, get an auto ship, sponsor 2, help them get 2. How do you do it? Use the product, share the product, make an invitation. If you want to learn more, read GoPro, right? I mean, seriously. So that's kind of the thing. And you can do this online, you can do this offline. I always love to embrace both, to be honest, because I don't want to speak into your guys' leadership, you know exactly how you do and everything. I'm just saying face-to-face sometimes does change relationships. So if you have a chance to just get together, even if you just have, I don't know, some drinks or something, it doesn't matter. Just get together from time to time, at least in the regional groups or something. It does help. It transmits so much energy, so much belief. Or if once in a while you do a home meeting, even you're not into home meetings or something, or a little group get together where you invite some friends, it's so powerful. It's so much fun. And then you use online to just duplicate like crazy, obviously, right? So anyways, that's a couple of my ideas and my input at this point. So I'm giving back to you, Carina, if you have any questions.
Thank you. I think it's really important, Danien, exactly to what you've said, is that there really is, I think a lot of people join me personally thinking that I've got some magic success stick and that I'm going to be able to make them instantly successful if they join because of my leadership, or because of the leadership that the team displays overall. But I think it's really important that, I mean, it's something that I try and sort of like tell people all the time. It really is that simple. But one of the things that most people get stuck on is recruitment. So I can guarantee that there'll be some people on the call right now that will be going, oh yeah, well, it sounds really easy to get to, but you know, we've struggled. Maybe they've been in network marketing 3 or 4 years and they still haven't recruited to.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally would bet my bottom dollar that they're missing out one of those vital steps, that they're not inviting people to look at the opportunity. Or they're not being a product of the product, or they're not, you know, they're not promoting the product. And I think that's the thing that everyone needs to remember, that, you know, you can have all of the intention in the world, but unless you've got the action behind it, you're just not going to get the results.
Yeah.
And I think we as a team, we strongly believe in a, you know, no spam policy. We don't like cold messaging and, you know, all the rest of it, but you still have to be reaching out to your network. We don't agree with cold messaging, but what we do say is you've got to reach out to your network, and we're teaching relationship building. But without you actually speaking to people and inviting people, you're never going to be able to recruit. There's no secret trick to recruitment, right?
Yeah. And also look, sometimes we get stuck, and I've been there, trust me, where I was like, is this possible? I'm the only crazy person. How come nobody wants to do this? Like, I've been at this place as well. What really helped me in these moments was just to take a step back and really ask the question again, is it really possible? I mean, think about that. Is it really possible? Everybody's just super awesome, happy with their life. They have more money they can spend. They have more time than they ever dreamt of. Everything is great. They don't need a future. They don't need hope. They don't need a team. They don't need help. They don't need prosperity. They want nothing. They have everything. Is that real? No. Everybody wants something. That's the truth. Everybody, even on this call, as we're speaking right now, all of us, we want something. That's just human beings. Even a lazy, negative person wants something, right? So I think if sometimes we just listen a little bit more to what people say and hear what they're saying, hear what they want, then it's much easier to recruit. Because think about that. Just a quick brainstorming together. What do people want? Let's throw it in. What do they want? They want money. What else? Time. What else? Health.
Time.
They want success, significance, recognition. What else? They want to travel. What else would they want? They want fun. What else would they want? They would income.
Time with their children.
Yeah, time with the children. They don't want to go to work anymore. They hate their boss. What else do they want? I don't know. Like, what do people want in the UK? They want maybe look better, be younger, feel healthier. What else would they want? Think about all the things people want. Now, everything we just said, all of that, you can get through this business. All of it. I mean, honestly, I tried to find stuff that people would want, which they could not get in our business, just to make it a fun experience. There's hardly anything. I mean, maybe if somebody wants the spiritual enlightenment, maybe network marketing wouldn't be the very first place to go. But even that, believe it or not, you find so many people in network marketing. And if that's really what you want, you'll probably find someone that you can learn from in this area. But I would understand it's probably not the first place to go. But in general, what people want, better health, a future, friends, something to do together, not go to work, make more money, travel, have an opportunity, all of that. That's what we're about, you know, or just finding people that genuinely care about them. Because honestly, you might say, okay, it's because of the way network marketing is built. Well, perfect. Because the way how the economy is built is not like that. And everybody just gets mobbed and hate each other and stuck in a room together, they don't want to work together. But network marketing is different. So I love that we have network marketing, that you can only be successful by helping other people be successful. And, I remember the first time having a sponsor back then, like all the way back, somebody that actually didn't know me, but all of a sudden started to believe in me, started to help me, really wanted me to be successful. That was so powerful. That's amazing. And all of that, or get connected with people that are like-minded. And those are so many things. So do you really think people don't want all that? No, it's just because they have some preconceived ideas. Maybe we're standing in the way a little bit when we explain it, and we're not really good at it, and then we talk something and they don't believe it or something. So maybe get out of the way, let a tool do the talking, send an information, send a recorded presentation. In fact, I have really good news for you. Next week, we're going to launch the English version of our training system that's completely free. You probably have your own stuff that you're using as well, but just as an additional resource, we've been working very hard on the Unity Global World, and we are going to launch the English one. And one cool thing about that is that you have business presentations in it. They're very short, less than 20 minutes, in 11 different languages. So it's just this simple little thing where you just talk to somebody, say, hey, if I would send you something, would you have a look at it? You send over the presentation, they see it all, and after that you talk again, and you can really see that you only spend your time with people that are actually interested. And again, I don't want to go too much into the teaching, because you might have your own ways of how you exactly process the invitations, everything. But those simple tools really help also to transmit an idea or a belief or a presentation in that case in a professional way, even if yourself, you're not that confident yet. That's something I did always in the beginning. I let them watch videos all day long, because I knew if I would explain it, probably screw it up. So for now, like, hey, let's just watch this. And always wanted to be authentic with the people as well. I never acted like I know it all. I said, listen, I'm just learning, but you're at the top of my list. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be good at it, but I'm going to tell you now, because in 1 year from now, you're going to be angry at me that I didn't tell you. So let's learn it together. Let's grow into it together. Look, you're very smart with numbers. Why don't you look at the compensation plan while I look at all the great videos that we can use for the presentation, and together we build a team. So I always try to involve my prospects in the process, not trying to act like I'm going to teach you how to make money, because then they're like, how much money do you make? I'm like, well, I just got started. And then you're in this awkward conversation. So I was like, listen, I just get started, but I believe in it. I love it. I want to share it with you. Have a look at this. What would be possible if we did this together? Don't you think you could do that and I could do that? And try to get people, do something together with you. And it's beautiful,
I love that. That's a great way of approaching it. So when, in terms of like your top tip for inviting, because I think inviting is probably the thing that most of the girls get stuck with, what would you say your top tip for inviting is, Danien?
Yeah. So I believe the best invitation would be an invitation that's individualized and personalized. Now, in order to do like you all know the worst invitation in the world. Hey, do you want to make some money? That's the worst invitation that there is. Hey, or even worse, hey, do you want an easy, quick, and simple way to make a lot of money online? That stuff. It doesn't work. So why does it not work? Well, people have heard that a million times, okay? And they don't believe it, and it doesn't make sense. So the best invitation would be individualized. Now, how can it be individualized? Well, you got to know something about the person. And that doesn't mean you need to create a friendship over 10 years first. That's what I thought in the beginning. Wow, that's so slow. So now I need to become friends with everybody I talk to. Well, no, that's not it. But just have a conversation with them once. Have a look at their Facebook profile once. Like a couple of things. See what they're interested in. I mean, at least have one small talk conversation and you find out a little bit about who they are. Maybe tell your own story. Just don't bother with talking about yourself, but just like 60-second story, like, hey, look, I'm this guy and I did that before and now I found this and here's why I'm excited about it. Just the basic stuff, so they can identify with you at least at all. They understand who you are, what's driving you. Because look, people don't join because they understand everything about it. They join you in the first place, and they join your story. They want to hear your reasons. Why are you doing this? And if that's a true reason, if it's compelling and they can identify with it, that's a big hook. And then anyway, so you listen, and then when you know just one or two qualities about them and also one or two needs about them, then it's very simple to make a really good invitation. I think that's the best way that's probably the best tip about it.
That's the way that I personally teach the girls to almost, go out and headhunt their prospects, because I think early on in anyone's network marketing career, we have this tendency of just wanting anyone and everyone to sign up.
Yeah.
We're not very selective about who we go through and who we choose. So, I mean, it is that simple. Your Facebook profile can tell a lot about somebody. So
Yes.
take the time to go and have a look, go through, have a look, try and identify on a notepad, a good old notepad and pen, have they got children? What do they do for work? What's their background? Have they got great interactions on their posts? Why do you think they'd be a great person for you to work with? And I think it's a much nicer way to approach people when you're almost approaching them as, I've looked at your profile, I've seen what you do, and I'd love to work with you because I can already tell you'd be great at this.
Yeah.
Because I can see you've got a great network. I can see people like you and trust you and interact with you.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we do take the time to think about you, because as exactly as you said, potentially these people are going to be people that you are either part of changing their lives or a part of changing your life, because of this business. So it is important, I think, we take the time to really look at the people that we're trying to recruit, basically.
True.
It's important.
That's super smart. I love it. And also have fun with the process. Sometimes we get so scared because we're thinking, oh my God, now I have to recruit. How do I do it? And we get all frozen. Look, recruiting is nothing more but a conversation and trying to find people that believe in what we believe in. Trying to find people like I'm looking for people that are looking. And if somebody isn't looking, it's not a problem. There's also, you have to understand when you approach somebody or speak to somebody, at that point, they're not in your business, right? And they're not doing any volume and they're not buying any products. So if you screw it up, the result's still going to be the same. They're not going to be in your business. They're not going to do volume. They're not going to buy products. So you can't, it can't get worse. It can only get better, if that makes sense. That takes the fear away a little, right? But the point is this, just have fun with it. Get to know someone, try to see if you can genuinely help with the opportunity. And even if you don't believe yet that you can help yourself because maybe you're not successful yet or anything, all the thoughts that you might have in your head, just use the opportunity or the network. Look, you can have all these people get introduced to all of us, people that really have achieved some unbelievable stuff, and they wouldn't be able. Look, I wasn't able to get to know people at that level of success only because of network marketing, and then ultimately I became it myself, which is obviously a huge blessing. But even without that, just getting introduced to people like that, just to have the chance to speak to, where in the world do you have multi-millionaires traveling around the world helping people change their lives? That doesn't even happen. So just for that, or whether it's for the products or great results, somebody lost, 20 pounds or what, just really connecting them to a true business with true products, true people, that's already a huge win. And just when you recruit, reach out to people, see what they're about, see what they want, try to see, can you help them with your business? And if you can, just share it with them. That's not, it's not, there shouldn't be any animosity in it. There shouldn't be any tenderness in it. There shouldn't be any, there shouldn't be any fear in it. And I know there is, so it's normal, just do it anyways. But you'll see sooner or later that it's just a really super normal process. And in fact, now, I tell you how recruiting feels for me now. Now recruiting feels for me, I'm looking for people with qualities. Like when I see somebody great, whether it's online, offline, somebody that I'm like, wow, that person, right? Like that spark, that energy, I don't know, the way they dress, the people they hang around with, the success they have, I mean, whatever is great about them. In that moment, I'm like excited to start the recruiting process, because my recruiting process starts with telling them why I believe they're so great. I mean, if you look at the GoPro 8-step of an invitation, the first step is, don't have a lot of time. Second is compliment, right? So the compliment part, I make this a big introduction. I basically tell people, look, the reason why I'm talking to you now, the reason why I contact you is because you are an absolute rock star communicator. The reason why I talk to you is because the way you dress, I mean, everybody will love your style. The reason why I talk to you is your Facebook profile, man, talking about a professional page, right? The reason why I talk to you is your smile. People love to be around you. The reason why I talk to you, man, your humor. Seriously, I could listen to you for hours. That's how I open up recruiting, and I mean it. Because if I didn't find anything great about someone, I don't recruit them anymore. And you should really honestly have the same attitude. Try to find somebody that you really want in your team, not only somebody that leads your business or something. Try to find people that you like, that you want to spend more time with, people that you're passionate about, people that inspire you, and then tell them. You know how people love getting a compliment? if it's sincere, and also tell them why. I don't just say, hey, whatever, I love your style. No, I would say, hey, listen, I love your style. The way you dress, man, always, got the matching scarves with the shirt and everything. Like I explain why I say that. Or you're such a great communicator. Why? I mean, look at how you dealt with that situation, how you do that. I watched your Facebook Live the other day. That was amazing. I mean, the way you speak is passion. Like in the moment you're honestly, genuinely telling people what you love about them, I mean, they are already in your arms at that moment, right? And then if you really just reach out and say, listen, I think you're amazing at that, but on the other side, I can see, you're in real estate. I know that can be a tough business. I don't know, you open for other opportunities. I think you'd kill our business if you would in it. And it'd be like, okay, what is it? Well, if I send you some information, would you have a look at it? Whatever. So obviously you'll get better as you do it, but I love recruiting today because for me, recruiting starts with complimenting people on what I think is great about them. And that's like the most beautiful conversation you can have. So try to switch that process in your head. Recruiting is not trying to get somebody. Recruiting is giving something to somebody. And that's really awesome.
Love it. Thank you so much. I think you definitely inspired a few people. You definitely inspired me today. Anyway, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time, Danien. I know that you're really busy, so we won't take up any more of it, but we do hope to welcome you back on another call very soon, and hopefully the girls will have lots of great things to share with you on how well they're duplicating, thanks to your hints and tips. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I also cannot forget to give my love from Stefania for all of you. She's so proud of you. She told me before, do not forget to tell them I love them. It's amazing how they duplicate, how they work together. So she really loves you. I mean, the more we all get to know each other, you'll find out about her. She's like a lioness. She's working on this business every day. And she really loves the people that have the heart at the right place, building this business, helping everybody. And I know Carina, you, also Sheena, and all of you girls that I just met, I know you're doing an amazing job at that. So keep up the great work, and we're very proud of you. And see you all very soon, okay?
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Take care, Danien.
Bye. Bye, everyone.